Have you stumbled across the term be present? Is it bombarding you on TikTok? Does it make you feel like your whole life is being wasted? Same. I think a lot of us nowadays are carrying so much guilt and so much regret, feeling like we aren't making our lives interesting enough, that we aren't living every single second to its fullest. But what does that even mean? What does living your life to its fullest? What does carpe diem? What does being present actually mean? So take me for example. If I have a day where I haven't made any money, or I haven't gained any new followers, or I haven't bagged a new role in a show or a play or whatever, or taken on a new project, or had a new idea for a book, or done something creative, those are the days, historically, I have felt I have wasted. These phrases make us believe that the days that are filled with responsibilities or obligations or boring life things, or the days where you can't get up out of bed, that those are a waste of time, that those aren't being present. But that is not it. Every single moment means something. And believe me, as someone who struggles with dissociation, being present is a really strange and difficult concept to grasp. And that's a really important issue. But that isn't the point. Life is only wasted if you believe it's been wasted. It's all about perspective. I have lived in regret for every day I didn't do more, or worked harder, or pushed further. But who is that serving? Thinking like that, what is that fixing? It can't fix the past. Isn't it so much better to believe that every second you have on this earth, however you feel, isn't a waste of time, whether that be sitting in your cozy bed with your cats, enjoying YouTube or playing a game? That's still human experience. That's still being present. And it shouldn't be belittled in a way that makes you feel like you are a waste of time, that this moment right now is a waste of time. Who says? Who says it's a waste of time? Even on the days where we feel so low and we can't get up, that's not a waste of your time. It's not a nice experience, but it's a human experience, and we're alive and we're feeling it. Don't let someone guilt trip you into feeling like your existence, in whatever shape or form that may look like, is a waste. If some lady comes up on your TikTok wearing a leotard doing yoga and is saying, be present, live your life, carpe diem, you're going to start thinking, oh my god, I'm not a lady in a leotard in a highly furnished London apartment with loads of plants around her, doing yoga and being present. I'm wasting my life. But isn't that kind of the lesson of social media in a nutshell? It wants to tell us that whatever we are doing now, however we are spending our time, we're doing it wrong, we're wasting our time, we need to be doing something else, to buy a product, to go on this holiday, to look like this yoga lady in her highly furnished London apartment. There's always that grass is greener on the other side, there's always that your life is shit and you need to make it better vibe to social media. That's not a surprise. Everyone kinda knows that now. But we still fall for it every time. And we fall for it even more when it's disguised as self-help or therapy. That if only we were a more toned, yoga-doing, plant-owning, leotard-wearing person that had their life so sorted. And I'm not saying that wearing a leotard and doing yoga and having plants and having a highly furnished London apartment is a bad thing. I'm not saying that. I think those are great things if you have them. Amazing. And if that's what your being present looks like, that's great. But I'm sure many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people do not have that being present lifestyle. Everyone's being present looks very different. And I think the reality is, for a lot of people that suffer with anxiety or OCD or dissociative disorders, this whole be present phrase can feel like a threat. What I mean is, if someone is telling you to be present, it sounds like you're not already, and it sounds like you're doing something wrong. And maybe some of us need a reminder, and those less anxious among us might feel a benefit from having that advice given to them. But it can be misinterpreted. Yes, we all need to be reminded that we are alive, and we are human, and we are here now. That might be a harder thing for some people to do than others. But the most important thing is, don't think that one single second of your life has been wasted because you are alive. You've made it this far. You've grown from your mistakes. There's no point thinking about the past, thinking, oh, if only I was more present when I was 18 and I invested in this, or I did this, or I'd done that, or I got that job. There's no point focusing on those things that have already happened. They're gone. That's it. You're here now. You're alive. We have this very moment. That's kind of what all these be present, carpe diem things are trying to say, is we've got this moment. But that doesn't mean you have to be this capitalist idea of success in this moment. It just means you have to be the happiest version of you in this moment. Or at least strive to be the happiest version of you in this moment. That's not always possible. And we shouldn't guilt trip ourselves if we're having a bad day or really not feeling it, because that's also human experience. And that's kind of the point I'm getting to. I think if I had to give a baseline of being present, and I'm kind of sick of myself saying this out loud, but being present really should be about looking after yourself, your body and your mind. So, have you eaten? Have you hydrated enough today? Have you showered if that's something that makes you feel better? Have you got enough sleep? Though, basic needs, the foundation of your pyramid of needs. If your foundation is strong, the rest of the things will be strong too, and it won't all collapse. But if you get rid of your basic needs, or you forget some of them, your pyramid's going to collapse. And I feel like that really is the kind of baseline of the whole being present thing. Look after yourself, and then the rest will come. And the whole basic needs being covered thing leads me perfectly into why I think a lot of the people that preach about carpe diem generally are quite highly privileged. And I know we all have a different level of privilege. But in this instance, a lot of the people I see are usually financially stable enough to not worry about their basic needs. So they don't worry about where their food's coming from. They aren't concerned about their housing situation or their financial situation. So yeah, by all means, girl, go get on that plane and go to that Mediterranean beach and skip down and film a TikTok saying, I am so present right now, it's unbelievable. Yeah, that's great. I love that for you. But if you are living a life that a lot of people live, where you are maybe concerned where your food's coming from, your daily safety, your housing situation, your financial situation, your priority is your basic needs. But that's also being present. I don't see many people posting these carpe diem videos where they are just doing their 9 to 5, or they're a full-time carer. These are all things that are human experience and are all part of being present in our human bodies right now in this world. To get existential about it, it doesn't make your life less worthy than these people skipping down a Mediterranean beach filming a TikTok in their expensive designer clothes. But that's what everyone wants you to believe you need to be happy. But every moment you have on this earth is special and should be worth celebrating, even if it's difficult. The hardest days that we have. Grayson, darling, you're so loud. I know you're grumpy, but you've got such a loud snore that it's being picked up on the camera, and I'm trying to be philosophical. Okay, she stopped. However you live your life is not a waste of time. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You're here, you're alive, that is a gift in itself. We all come from different backgrounds and privileges. Living in a highly furnished London apartment with many rare plants and your leotard and whatever, doing yoga, that isn't the end goal for all of us, and that isn't the reality for a lot of us. So why not enjoy what we have right now? We all have ups and downs. We all have bad days and good days. But I think the most important thing to tell yourself is, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm present. Sounds a bit pretentious, really. I mean, the whole be present thing sounds quite pretentious, but I think there's a lot to be said for it when you get down to the bare bones of what it actually means. Being alive. So what if I want to play video games for 5 hours? There's a lot of shame towards people who spend their time differently, or spend their time doing hobbies that aren't necessarily productive or monetary. There's so much emphasis on making a capitalist success of your life that every other thing that is a hobby that doesn't create money or fame, that is a waste of time. That those things have no meaning because they are not contributing towards your financial situation or your fame and whatever, your social status. But that shouldn't be the case. Just live your life how you want it and for your happiness. And do you know what? If Yoga Lady makes you feel good and makes you get up and go, yeah, I'm going to totally carpe diem today. Brilliant. But I'm speaking from my perspective where it makes me anxious and it feels like a threat. It feels like I'm wasting my time. And I don't think I am, because I'm quite happy. All of our days are just little parts of the big picture of our life, like a jigsaw. You don't have to focus on the big picture. Just focus on matching that little bit with that little bit. Works for me. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, if this has somehow helped or not helped, which may be the case. Please leave your thoughts in the comments if you feel obliged at all. Now I'm going to be present and go drink some water. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.